Celtics Talk podcast is presented by 24autogroup.com. New England gets more at 24.
Yeah, what are the takeaways?
I don't even know if there is a takeaway of this game. You just kind of turned the page. They just punked us, and we got to get ready for the next one.
Joe just said that. He said it's just he chalks up as one of those nights. What's kind of the criteria when that's your takeaway from a game like this, as opposed to like, oh, we were bad tonight, there's things we need to fix? Like, what's the balance there?
Sometimes, even when we had a championship level team, like you got popped on some nights like this, and you just turn the page to get ready for the next game. I mean, it's 82 games. It's a lot of traveling, a lot of back-to-backs at times, so it can be tiring. And I think they came off 2 nights of rest, so they showed it tonight and killed us.
What's up, everybody? What's up, Kayla?
You tell me.
Yeah,
What's up?
I wish I could tell you.
Me too.
What I can tell you is what's up is the Houston Rockets point total. 128-101.
Yikes.
Celtics get blasted at TD Garden. Snap a 3-game win streak. I mean, I won't dance around it. It wasn't pretty.
No.
We're gonna try, like, look, if you're coming here for positivity, we're gonna find some silver linings. But if you're looking for positivity, maybe go to yesterday's podcast.
Yeah, there you go. Rewind.
maybe click on October 31st. Listen
The
to
1-point win.
Post game against the Sixers will be a little bit more fun. But we will try to accentuate the positive here. So, Kayla, let's just get right into it. What's your headline?
Headline: Baylor Scheierman shot no mo. Shot no mo, honey. No, if we're going to silver, look, if you
he
know
was
me,
the Scheierman. Like, I don't know.
I was trying so hard to figure, do I use a Baylor? Do I do a Scheierman? But shy no mo, because I feel like we're going right into the silver linings. I feel like Baylor has been shy, quiet. In this season and early on in the season, prior to the season, I have been very bullish on him. I'm like, okay,
100%.
He's going to be the guy. I wouldn't say most improved, but I honestly wouldn't write him off. I think I had him and Kayla, and it's still a long season, so I'm not here to write him off with that.
Okay.
But I just think he needed an individual game where he's like, I wouldn't say kiss to the fans because they just got killed by the Houston Rockets here tonight, but he was able to get his confidence because 17 points off the bench, leading the team in scoring. Doing different things here tonight. And sometimes, even though this was a blowout, these individual performances, and he's going to be just like the rest of them, Chris, where they're going to say, oh, it's not about me, it's about the team. And that is the right thing to say. But I just think internally he can go to bed at night being like, okay, I still got it. Like, I still got a 3-point ball. I still am able to score. I'm able to do different things. And I think when you have these get-right games that's coming up, now you have everyone kind of back, hopefully ready to go. And then you have a more confident Baylor Scheierman. So, shy no mo, Baylor.
I think, and Scout maybe said it best. He was given the Tommy Award, and he said, at some point this season, you're going to need Baylor Scheierman, right? Like, it's easy to say that he hasn't had a huge impact on the turnaround here, but he's had a few opportunities and just hasn't really grasped it, which is weird because end of last year, he was the one dude who sort of kicked down the door on a talent-loaded team and was doing some of the fancy rondo passes and knocking down shots, and you're like, oh, okay, maybe they got something here. So it was a little odd that bad summer league, didn't really distinguish himself in the preseason. And you're right, like this felt like the first time that he had a little bit of that swag back. How Baylor got his groove back. I don't know, like he seemed to force the kissing at the bench a little bit. There,
I agree.
Maybe knock down a handful of threes before we were blowing kisses. But I like that he's got a little bit of that
that's
back,
who
right?
Like, I think that's just, you see the haircut, the lineup, like that's who he is.
I did say my biggest concern is how do we feel about the T-shirt under the jersey? Were you a T-shirt under the jersey?
No,
girl?
I felt like that was like a cardinal rule.
Right?
No, like I felt like that was the dorks of travel basketball back in the day. Like, remember the knee pads? Like, you don't wear I actually did growing up wear the sleeve under the jersey because I was so scrawny. So I'm like, okay, and then
but then
I got jacked. No, no, still remained scrawny. But in high school, you just didn't have the T-shirt. There was maybe one kid, but you're like, they didn't get the memo. But I think he owns it.
So, maybe sometimes when you're just trying to find something to shake yourself out of a funk, I know for me, got to mix it up, got to have a mustache, got to do something stupid.
Actually, Jalen, I asked him yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
So this is breaking news. I feel like we haven't heard him say why he wears that one sleeve.
Yeah, and
So
I have been wondering.
I was with Noah Dalzell. We were in the locker room, and I was like, have you asked him
Mm-hmm.
about his one sleeve thing? She goes, no. Like, I think no one, like, I don't know. They're just, like, not willing to ask, or
Right.
that we just, like, gloss over it. And so after all the post-game stuff, he's at his locker. He's, like, headphones back on. He already talked to us. And I go, Jalen, real quick, I just have
What's
to know.
the deal?
What's up with the one sleeve? And he goes, what? Not even a sentence. One word. Aura. I go, what'd you say? Aura. I go, aura? He goes, yeah, my aura. He goes, last year I didn't feel like I had a good aura about me. And so I wanted to change something that was just going to change things up.
Feel it.
So that one sleeve, aura.
Do you think it's going to catch on? Others?
I
Because Jalen's
don't-
been pretty good.
I don't know if everyone else is going to one sleeve it, but I feel like these guys are going to have different aura presentations, whether it's like a one leg sleeve or something. It's a real thing in basketball. They like to switch things up. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean,
Do you like it? Do you like the?
it's interesting. I don't like the Scheierman shirt.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like it's just so jarring when you see someone at the pro level with it, and yet, look, whatever you need for your aura, whatever you need for
Yeah,
your
right,
swag,
exactly.
like do your thing. It's all like, who am I to tell you how to be comfortable, right?
Right.
Like
Everyone's got their
go
own
out there and
aura.
rock out. If I could hit 3-pointers and wearing a t-shirt and a jersey, I'd do it.
I think he does it on purpose. I think he knows he's like dorky swag, and like that's what it is.
I love it. He
don't
was
know.
he was a silver lining tonight on a night where the Celtics didn't have anything out of the gates. Maybe Minot, we kept joking in our post-game show because he was in every highlight that we actually put out there that was actually good. But then the bench Simons didn't have it tonight.
Mm-hmm.
So you needed someone to just kind of grasp the opportunity. And so shout out to Baylor for making the most of it. My headline,
What else?
we're on to Utah.
I like that. Just bury it.
I always remember the Patriots taking the ball out back after like a bad loss and burying it, or you take the game film. You always hear the coach saying they just get rid of the game film, do whatever.
Yep.
There are just some nights in this league, and I don't love giving a team an out. You should always be competitive regardless of the situation. It's easy to sit there, but I mean, look, I'm guilty. The ramp up to the game, I kept saying 5 games in 7 nights, second night of a back-to-back, an emotional win in Philly, and now you got to come home and play one of the best teams in the NBA. It was hard for me to figure the pathway to the Celtics winning this game. Wish they were more competitive, wish they had kind of found a way to shake themselves out of it. But when the opposing team hits 65% of their three-pointers,
Come on.
when they live at the free throw line, sometimes you just got to go,
Well, real quick, what do you make of the free throw situation?
So that is a good question, right? So coming into
Because that's crazy.
the number
differential.
is pretty jarring when you see it. I think
It was 37 to 7.
So tonight it
34.
was let's see, Celtics attempted 35 to 7.
35 to 7.
And for the season, I think they're something like minus 70 compared to what other teams are taking. And the one thing I'll say is, you look at the construct of the Celtics roster, especially without Tatum, and unless Jalen's being super aggressive, it's hard to envision how this team is going to get a lot of free throws. Even how do you get to the free throw line? It's either being aggressive going to the basket or, second chance rebounds and getting hacked going up.
Yeah.
So maybe there's some potential there for Neiman to get some free throws. But they're just not, the way they're built, they're not going to get to the line a lot. Even Pritchard, as much as he is driving at the basket and making things happen, he's because of his size, he can get rejected. He doesn't probably get as good of a whistle. So unless Jalen's being super, super aggressive, it's hard for me to see how they're competitive. Now, Joe is making the point that if you're going to play super, super aggressive and try to turn over opponents, you are naturally going to foul more, which is going to lead to more free throws for the opposition. It's his probably polite way of saying, I'm not talking about if it's a ref thing or whatever. Now, there was a hilarious sequence where the Celtics allowed 3 technical free throws in a row, from Joe coming onto the court, a defensive 3-second, and then Boucher getting a flopping call, in part because
Scal lost his
everyone saw
mind over
saw
that.
the flop in Toronto or wherever it was where he flopped, and I was like, they're just reeling him in a little bit. It's something to watch. It's something I'm not going to obsess about, but it it puts a lot of pressure on your team to be good and to at least not foul on the other end because you can't be getting 35-7.
No, and Jalen was furious after the Sixers game. Like, remember the tech that he just got?
Yeah.
And we asked him after, like, hey, can you express some of your frustrations there? And he goes, I think it's BS. I think that some of the, he specifically, you can go back to the tape. He goes, there are certain calls towards me or no calls that I think is BS. Now,
Kayla trying to get Jalen Brown.
no, and I'm not. That's go back to his post game. He was very candid about how he felt about it. I know, jeez.
Kind of lost our composure a little bit. I did for a second, getting too much involved with the officials. I got attacked. I was deserved, but just play basketball, keep my team composed. That was on me.
How important is your new defense in sort of like keeping teams uncomfortable even when they get hot like that? Like, do you think that's helping in that regard?
Yeah, I mean, it's different than how we've guarded in the past. More so protecting the rim, but we've been doing a good job. First shot defense has been good, and now we're rebounding at a pretty good rate, and that has changed the game for us.
What's been your frustration in some of those moments?
I think just get into the line, or my job is to go play basketball. I'm not an official, but I think they allowed him to get away with a lot of contact on me, and I just be getting tired of that.
But he was
Sometimes
very,
you have to stick up for yourself, right? Like,
and that's what I got out of that. I'm not saying the takeaway wasn't he thinks the refs are terrible or officials,
right.
but he is trying to make a case for himself because to your point, they're an undersized bit of a team, and he's trying to drive, he's trying to draw the foul and draw the contact, and defensively when you see all these foul calls against the Houston Rockets and the Celtics barely get any. I don't know.
It is jarring when Peyton Pritchard is your most free throw attempts.
Yeah, and he gets into the paint. Peyton, if you watch Peyton, every single time he's dribbling it, you count the number of paint touches Peyton gets into the paint. And I'm not saying he's always going to look to be the one to go up and get fouled, but when you drive and dish and then they drive and you expect another call. So I don't know.
He's been crafty. If you want to go another silver lining, I love the way Pritchard has been probing, and coming into today, his mid-range numbers were the best among any guard in the NBA. He's been great at getting the short mid-range. He's always been good at the rim. He's always been kind of crafty at finishing on different sides of the basket. 3-point shot before the start of this year has been very good. And now he's adding the little bit of the mid-range game to it. So
I love
all three levels.
Did you like the shot selection from the Celtics tonight?
Again, I'm not going to. I don't even know if I'll go back and watch it because
the block shots.
There's
11-2, I think.
They and that's what Houston does to you, right? They're big and long and active, and you feel like you get swarmed even when you're trying to generate good looks. So it's certainly stuff the Celtics could have done better. Having a vehicle you can rely on, that's important. That's why you can rely on 24 Auto Group. They will treat you like family. And that's because they are family owned and operated. They're honest, easy to work with, and they just get it. Whether you're looking for something sporty, something luxurious, or just a solid everyday ride, 24 Auto Group always comes through. With 9 brands and 11 locations across New England, there's something for everyone. And here's the best part. They've got the knack to save you more on a new or pre-owned vehicle, and the knack to pay you more for your trade, up to $2,400 over book value. You can even drive home with just $24 down. So if you want the best deal without the runaround, go see my guys at 24 Auto Group, because you always get more at 24. Online at 24autogroup.com. The one, and I wish I could spin this positively, the one thing I will kind of linger on is Derek White has been going through it. So we're now 6 games in, and Derek White, let me pull up my numbers here, 36 of 117 shooting, 30.8% overall, 17 of 68 on three-pointers, 25%. Even more of a bummer, I think his dad was sitting next to Bill Chisholm on the right in the front row seat, and Derek only plays 19 minutes, 2 of 11, 1 of 5 from 3, minus 20 overall, 5 points. concern level? Like if we're doing 1 to 10 panic meter, where are you at?
6.5, 7.
Okay.
Oh, sorry. No. That's too
Oh, wait,
high.
we're going the other way.
I'm going back. I would say 5.5, 6.
Okay.
I'm not too concerned. We saw that last year in December. Remember?
Yep.
He lost his joy, and I don't think I don't think he lost his joy again. But sometimes you just go through a funk. And even Jalen, after the 76ers game, he said, we got to get Derek going. That's what he said. He was like, he goes, it's on me. I got to get Derek going. And I think he will. And maybe it might call me overly optimistic about it, maybe. But he's too good of a player to just downfall and to let this be a lingering issue. I think sure you're in, look, it's how many games, 6 into the season already? Mm-hmm. Like it's nothing it's definitely something to keep an eye on, to be like, okay, what's up? Like, are you good? And his demeanor, I won't even, maybe you start to read into it a little bit more because he's been in a shooting funk, and you start to look like, oh, his passion seems low, his energy seems low. But even when he's going crazy, crazy meaning like hitting those big time shots and having 25, 30 plus games, he still doesn't erupt emotionally. Like, he's a very even keeled, steady type of a player. So I'm not concerned. Does he need to get going? Yes. And now more so than ever, because Jalen can't day in and day out carry the team on his back and have supporting cast guys help. They need 2-star powers, which is Jalen and Derek.
The hard thing that people keep asking me is, okay, is this because you don't have Tatum there, because Derek's getting more attention? Is he just not responding well to more defenders being running out at him? I mean, to me, it honestly just feels like he's missing shots. You know, like the looks might not be as good as he was getting, but Derek has these stretches where it flips on for a little bit. The third quarter against Philadelphia on opening night, there's been various stretches where all of a sudden he kind of gets going, and you're like, oh, okay, you know, this is the Derek White we know. He just hasn't been able to sort of sustain it and bottle it up, and that's surprising. I don't notice anything out of the ordinary when I watch him where, you know, does he look a step slow? Is there something about his form? Nothing jumps out. It just feels like he usually hits a little bit of a funk in January, and for whatever reason, that funk is hitting now. And so the hope would be get it out of the way early.
Yeah, if you're going to hit it now.
And then accelerate it forward. But it is just something to keep an eye on. And just is there something about the looks that just not going down, and just can a one good game sort of open the floodgates? And you know, he hit one of the early threes tonight, and I said, okay, here we go. He's
back. Yeah.
Didn't hit any more threes after that. So I think he'd be the first to admit he's probably pressing a little bit, and he's just got to find a way. The one thing he's always been good at is, even when he hasn't been scoring, is trying to find other ways to be impactful. And even tonight, just wasn't a Derek night where he made things happen. I think he's still averaging over a block per game. Got one tonight. Mm-hmm. So just something to keep an eye on about whether he can turn the corner. But I'm with you. I'm actually probably a little bit lower than you. It's refreshing that they've been able to win games even when Derek's been struggling. But they really, this would be a good week with Utah and Washington.
And even in the Philly game, when he still struggled too, he still finished with 15. I'm not saying that's. We're talking about D. White, who needs to be in the 20 plus per game almost every game at this point. But I'm with you. I don't think that. I'm just wondering how soon he's going to start to turn the page. Yeah. And sometimes when you overthink and you're in your head, and maybe this starts to become a regular thing where you're like, oh man, is this my I don't want to. No player wants to have a certain month of a funk. Is this my December funk? Is this my January funk? You don't want to be known for that, and you also don't want to create that in your head. Yep. So I hope and I pray and I do believe that he'll break out of it, because I just think he's just so good. We've seen how good he is, and he just has to have that consistent internal confidence to knock down shots, and he will.
All right, we were recording this while Game 7 of the World Series.
Yeah, we're peeping our phone right now.
I was going to say, if you see me sneaking look, do you have any rooting interest in this game?
This game is crazy right now.
So I was telling Kayla before we come in. So we finished post game, and I went to drop some stuff off my desk, and the Dodgers homered to tie it at 4. And I screamed, "Holy bleep!" And then I turned to have one of those moments where, shared existence of oh my God, we're all watching this crazy end of the baseball game, and there was 0 people around me.
Crickets,
And I
because
was
it's
like-
11:30 at night. Everyone's home. It's a Saturday.
I was like looking around.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden I hear like in the back, they must have been on like a second delay. I hear, holy shit! Like, okay, all right, that makes me feel better. But the
game is
Blues just got the bases. You know what? Like as if
This is that kind of night.
Yeah.
We're moving on past the Rockets, and we're like, eyeing in on this.
I was telling Giles last night. I went to Toronto as a kid and saw a game up there, and the people were very nice. And I love Toronto as a city, so I am selfishly rooting for them. And so I hope they. Plus,
I won't out these NBC folks, but I just saw maybe 4 to 5 people that walked by and said, "Is it bad that I'm rooting for the Dodgers again?" And I go, "Oh,
yes.
Oh, I know the Mookie Betts, the fan favorite that got away, Kiki Hernandez, but
You got no reading interest?
it's hard to root against Shohei Ohtani.
Yeah,
this
I know.
guy's he's unbelievable.
He is.
So that if
amazing.
there's any type of sway
which was jarring that he was not great at the in the start of this game.
he's a beast.
Okay, I'm gonna try to motor
The
through
listeners who aren't watching
But
are like dying because the game's going to be over by the time
What's
they
going to be
listen to
great
this.
is everyone listening right now knows the result of this game, and yet here I am
Sorry.
just watching
just
as
feel
they
for
get a
us,
force out at
understand that
home.
we're doing this live while watching the World Series.
Let's go lightning round and see if we can get done
Hit me.
before this ends. Chris Boucher back in the lineup after a couple days off. I like that Joe. It was clear he was kind of throwing darts tonight, trying to get through Walsh in there early. I like that he at least recognized that the regulars didn't have it. A lot of miles on the tires today. Anybody pop for you besides Scheierman?
Besides Scheierman, I mean, Ugo a little, Josh Minot.
I thought Ugo getting it turns on Kevin Durant. Think
Right.
about his week. Brunson, Cade, Maxey. He's had a week.
I know, and and the funny thing is his number's getting called sporadically, and it's like, hey, go guard KD, go guard Brunson, go guard Maxey, the best players. And you know what's something about Ugo though? He's got this swaggy, and I feel like a lot of the fan base already knows this.
Swag-filled podcast.
I keep saying swag. Everyone's got
I'm
swag
all with
apparently. Ugo does have it though. Even when he talks to media, I can tell that and we were talking about him amongst each other, us media, saying he really cares about being respected, and I don't blame him. I say that in a positive way. He believes that he belongs, and he should. He definitely should. But that's why I see why Joe uses him going up against these number one guys, because his defense brings it, and then it can translate into offense. So I'm getting more and more impressed with Ugo and kind of being a star within his role. Anthony was due for maybe a downward game. He's in double figures every single game up until tonight.
It'd be irrational to think he wasn't going to have.
Yeah, and that's fine.
a pretty
Whatever.
good game.
What about you?
Oh my God!
What
sorry.
happened?
I'm sorry. I need to stop.
This is not. We're gonna have to figure this out. Because the problem is, people who are waking up, they already know.
I know.
So you people who are up in the morning,
they just had this. So I can't believe I'm describing a baseball game that you guys already know. But
are you giving us the play-by-play?
We're going to extra innings. The center fielder just trucked the left fielder to make a catch that saved runs, and we are now going to extra innings.
We got to finish this
All
thing
right,
up.
So
it's one of those podcasts.
At least if the
Look, I'm
Celtics
getting all the
game- at least
texts
if
right
the-
now.
At least if the Celtics game wasn't entertaining, the baseball game is rescuing the night. I think I've hit pretty much everything else on my list.
Lightning round.
I had Derek White's poor dad getting front row seats for a night where his kid doesn't have it. Josh Minot did a lot of cool things in this game. Did get pulled at one point because he did a little behind the back feed that didn't land on at it. And so Joe continues to be hard on him.
Which I like.
Celtics, we talked about the free throw discrepancy. Baylor had a good game. We are on to Utah.
Let's do it.
Any worry about Utah?
No.
Okay.
No. In Utah, no.
So, they do have some size. Walker Kessler, Nurkic is there now. They can give you a little bit of trouble on the glass. Lauri Markkanen, obviously very skilled, very talented. He could have a big night. They got to kind of figure out, corral him. Poor Minot's probably going to have to go guard him again as well. But their rookie, Ace Bailey, hasn't been great out of the gates.
Which are you surprised? Because this guy, just based off.
It was interesting. There was a lot of buzz about how he would do, and he's been lot slower. But you know what? Like growth isn't
Yeah, I mean,
linear.
you're new to the NBA. It's a different beast.
Some of these rookies are hitting the ground so loudly, like not everyone's VJ Edgecombe. So
Right. Or Cooper.
we'll see. Celtics need a chance here. Utah and Washington a chance to be feeling good about themselves.
I actually think the structure of this lineup is perfect. Like, I think look, Celtics just rode a 3-game win streak. They take a hard beating to Houston, which is a ridiculous team, as we just saw. And they also shot insane, from start to finish. You would think that they would collapse a little bit in the second half. Nope. In fact, they finished 60% from the three is outrageous. Collectively as a team, whoa. But these are the get-right games. The Utah game, Washington, and then Orlando's going to be...
Orlando will be interesting.
Yeah, but if you build the confidence, get right with these next two games, then you have the juice.
NBA Cup game on Friday, so little extra jazz, a little buzz
going
there.
to Florida.
Jazz is the right word. A little extra buzz. Last thing before we get out, how was your trip to Philly? And any good food? Any?
Yeah, so Philly. My sister lives there, so that was fun to see her. She did take me. You know what's interesting? Here's the difference between Boston and Philly. My mom calls it utter lawlessness, and this is no disrespect towards Philly. My sister went to Villanova. I went to Lehigh, so I understand the Pennsylvania vibes. I really like Philly. I just think when I was walking downtown, I went for a walk. Beautiful park down the Four Seasons Hotel. Oh my God! I think that is the best hotel I've ever stayed at.
Really?
The Sky Lounge, rooftop dining place. I have no business being there. And yet I walk down and Jaylen Brown is to the right, just doing film and eating this wonderful meal. And I didn't feel privileged to be there. I didn't feel right, but I still ate there.
You're at the hotel. You got to do it.
So that was the fancier part. And then I came back down to reality and was walking the streets of Philly. And you do feel people walk. It's like a lesser New York, but they're on your tail. And I kept looking back am I good?
Nothing is going to endear us to the Philly listeners like you saying it's a lesser New York.
No, I actually appreciate them. I love the diversity out in Philly. I liked their aura.
Did you go to Wawa? Did you do any of the local
I actually surprisingly didn't go to Wawa. In college, I went to Wawa all the time, and I would love getting their paninis at Wawa. But the cool thing is there is a sandwich shop, bars on every street. Yep. I forget, in Massachusetts, we don't do happy hours.
And in cheesesteak?
I didn't do isn't that crazy? I didn't do the cheesesteak.
I did
a sandwich though.
I'm gonna ignore the fact that you brought up happy hour in Massachusetts because I could literally fill 50 minutes of podcast with how ridiculous it is, and I think
that was the most glaring thing was going to Philly and seeing happy hour here, happy hour, and I was like, what? I'm so not used to
as
this.
Someone who spends a lot of time in South Carolina, where your whole existence is built around happy hour, it is ridiculous in Massachusetts, and I think it's on the ballot to be potentially overturned. So we need it desperately. It's long overdue.
That was the most.
That and daylight savings time. What are we doing
tonight?
2
a.m., something like that.
By the time people listen to this,
let's go. I did go to. I always mess this up. Ruth Chris.
Oh yeah. Oh wow.
Bougie. No, guys. Listen, if it's on NBC, you can kind of go to these places. If it's on me, I ain't going there. But I sat down there. Guess who sits right next to me? Cedric Maxwell. So we started talking. Cedric, maybe one of the funniest people I've ever come across. I think this.
So you got dinner and a show.
And dinner and a show, right? And he is very particular about his steak, about his mashed potatoes. He's very kind about it, but very, very particular. Wow. Okay. So it was an experience. I loved it.
We might have to dig deep on this.
Yeah.
All right.
Max is
we
great.
will be back, hopefully, with more fun stuff to talk about on Monday night when the Celtics face the Jazz. Come hang out with us on our pregame show. I think we're on at 7 o'clock. We'll talk to you Monday night on the Celtics Talk podcast.